Hey guys, a very good morning. A market outlook here for the day on the major dollar pairs, and starting off with Euro USD. So Euro USD yesterday broke the overall fractal high, which is this black line over here, breaking that area of supply. Obviously, we first pushed in towards that supply zone and indeed pushed back down in towards this demand. After that, we pushed back up. We broke that fractal high, and then I was looking for a potential long from this sell before the buy candle. However, there was zero momentum at all because this pretty much just changed in towards your, let's say, demand zone. But then if you look at the 15-minute time frame, you'll see that there wasn't really any bullish momentum coming into play. So obviously, let's say we were looking at this doji candle over here, there was no bullish momentum. Then you kind of want to look at these imbalances, it wasn't fresh. So that's why we're also not really seeing any bullish momentum kick in, and therefore there was no long opportunity available. Now, since this morning, there is potential for us to keep on pushing up higher. Looking at the 15, we're still in the pullback phase, so there is still room for more upside here on the 15. Also based on the 4-hour, there is still more upside available. I'll be waiting to see if the 15 shows some, let's say, higher price action. If we can kind of break above our own highs and then see if we can potentially trade in towards this area over here, this consolidation zone, and take out, let's say, the liquidity which is lying above the highs, okay? If we start breaking this demand zone, then I will definitely start looking to further short Euro USD with the overall momentum back down in towards these lower levels over here, which also aligns with the overall daily trend still, because the daily is still bearish. Do keep that in mind. This is your daily swing high, this is your daily swing low, so we're in the extreme. So I'm looking pretty much to see if this area of daily demand will hold or not. Now, going onwards in towards AUDUSD, what can we see over there? AUDUSD has been selling off further in towards the downside. There's no clean area of demand that is fresh, but we are heavily overextended. Also on the other side, there is no real bullish momentum kicking in at all. However, we are now inside an area of interest, this area of 4-hour demand. So if we do see some slowdown, we could start looking for potential pullback trade. But again, do not try and catch a falling knife. Overall, the 4-hour had a BOS to the downside. And after a BOS, you expect a pullback, potentially from an area of 4-hour demand. And now you just want to see kind of like a structural shift happen to trade that potential long, okay? Going onwards into pound dollar, what are we seeing there? So pound dollar overall has been moving further in towards the downside as expected. Yeah, there wasn't really any clean price action yesterday, in all honesty. This demand or supply zone didn't play out. Like, we didn't really see any nice price action. Now, since this morning, we've now broken this 4-hour low again. I'm going to be looking at the 15-minute time frame to kind of trade with the overall 15-minute momentum, further in towards the downside. Looking at 15-minute structure, let's say your structure is like this, BOS, and then we have another BOS, then we have a BOS to the downside. Let's say you consider this as a pullback, and then we had a break structure here. Now, this morning, this is your BOS line. So we've got the BOS, this is your swing high for now. So let's keep an eye open for where we could potentially start selling off further. For example, this area of supply over here, or this area of supply over here. So that's GBPUSD looking for the downside. Now going into NZDUSD here on the 4-hour, but let's look at the daily first. We're still inside daily demand. Going in towards the 4-hour, I am looking to see if there's any bullish momentum. As we can see, we saw some initial reaction to this area of demand over here. However, nothing significant, no structural shift, so we're just leaving it where it is, guys. Now, this is your new fractal high over here. And now we're again in 4-hour demand, right? So if we look here to the left, we're inside this 4-hour imbalance, which is your 4-hour demand zone. So now looking at NU, what I want to see is the 4-hour fractal high go, and then I'll be looking for a long back in towards the highs, okay? As we are in daily demand, we're inside 4-hour demand, and now you want to see a 4-hour structural shift. Don't just randomly start buying from this demand zone, but wait for that structural shift to happen, and then we can look for that long. Last of all, gold. Oh, that's the wrong symbol. Gold has been pushing down lower, to be honest. As we can see, we failed to break this area of supply. We've been pushing further in towards the downside. So what does this mean for gold? Well, it means that there is still potential to move down a little bit lower. Looking here at the daily time frame, we are still in, let's say, the daily imbalance. So we're still inside here. So we could still reverse further in towards the upside. But for now, I'm just following the overall 4-hour momentum. and the 4-hour momentum is still in towards the downside. So this is now your sell, your buy before the sell. The order flow is now bearish, so let's just follow that and keep an eye open. Do keep in mind, I mean, the 4-hour is still bullish, like this is the overall low. So what I would prefer is potentially something like this, where you get one more push up, one more push down, this becomes a fractal high, boom, boom, and then we start looking for those longs. So I am still happy to look for one more potential short. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic day, and we'll speak soon.